Hey, Supernatural fans, welcome to Kansas City, the Planet Comic-Con here in Kansas City, Missouri. This weekend, we got a lot of things happening. Mary, my old car, is back up on display. We're setting her all up today. And so I wanted to talk to all the fans out there. I get tons and tons of requests wanting to know what it takes to build a Supernatural car. Everybody wants to know the cost. And so I decided today, since we got Mary sitting here, that this would be a good opportunity for me to talk about costs on the car. The thing is, with these cars, every car is different. And so with every car being different, then every price is going to be different. There's just not like a base price where you go, it's $20,000 or whatever. And the reason every car is different is the condition. Obviously, the better the condition the car is in, then the more the price goes down. The rougher the shape, the more that needs to be done to the car, the price goes up. Now, all of your props or let's say not go props, let's go parts for the car, that's all the same stuff. So you buy it off eBay, you buy it off, out of your vendors or whatever. That stuff is always going to be the same price. So with that being said, where your money comes in is on paint and body. I will say, for instance, down at the shop, when we're doing these, I would say that the average cost for paint and body combined is about $7,000. Okay? Now, if we're having to replace all the trunk pans, the floor pans, and doing a lot more, obviously that cost is going to go up. But say on average, $7,500 right in there. So, like I said, it's so hard to give a price on the car. And when I figure in, when somebody goes, well, what does it take to build one of these? How much money? I only say, figure about $30,000 to $40,000. Now, with that saying $30,000 to $40,000, I'm including the price of the car. Okay, so if you've got $7,000 invested in your car, or $10,000, we're figuring in body work and paint, mechanics, the brakes, and the interior and everything like that. So I'll just kind of give you a little rundown on what some of these parts cost. Tires and wheels, lug nuts, center caps, figure $1,000. Your brake system, figure $550 right in there. Okay. If your car does not have the corner lights, figure $300 for the corner lights, and figured another $200 for the wiring system for it. Bumper guards, oh my God, I've been seeing people trying to get $2,000 a set, and you should figure anywhere from $400 to $500 for a set of bumper guards. I might be a little off on that, but I'm saying that's even high in my book, but that to me is a legit price to pay. So then we're talking body and paint. We figured $7,000. Interior, we'll come into the interior down here. Oh my goodness sakes. Okay, so we're sitting in Mary, and if your dash, it's going to need probably a cover on it. So a dash pad, I think, with shipping and everything's about $150. Door panels, 9 times out of 10, if you got an original Impala or you're using a Caprice and you've got to put, because your Impala's door panels are all shot to hell, figure $100 a piece for those. So there's $400. Your dye to paint everything, figure on that, $300. $200 to $300, somewhere in that vicinity. Your Rampage radio, they're anywhere from $300 to $400 today, guys. Your steering wheel wrap, $7. Carpet is about $100. Actually, your carpet might be a little bit more than that because you have to order the extras for the door panels here. If you're going to go with the black knobs on the your window cranks, then you'll buy new ones, unless your car was already a black car and had the black knobs. But otherwise, if you're going to paint them buckskin, it doesn't matter what color that you have. So headliner, if your headliner is shot in your car and it needs to be fixed, boy, I'm trying to focus back in here. Figure $500. $100 for the headliner, $400 to install it. Seats. Let me kind of jump out of here so we can see the seats. The seats are going to cost you $1,200. Okay? So that's front and back, not each. That's a set, $1,200. That's going to include new foam, springs fixed, all that wonderful stuff. Your seat belts, the black seat belts right there that you see in the car, those are going to cost you, unfortunately, about $300. And that's just what the going price on eBay is. Floor mats, you're looking about, I think, $30, somewhere right in there, that vicinity. If you're doing the AC vents and stuff, we'll kind of add that into the price of the car, and it's not really that much of an upgrade, I mean, price-wise, so wouldn't worry about that. All cars that we do down at the shop, what I'm trying to do is the package tray will be free. So I'll do all that, put the carpet in, you know, your speakers and all that. That just comes free with the build. And then I'm also going to try to put the Army Man, which is down here. I'm going to include the Army Man in all my builds. So, and then I'll give you guys a choice if you want the Army Man from Swan Song, or do you want the Army Man from Baby episode, because they're two different Army Mans. So there's kind of a base price on what you're looking at for interior. Of course, you know, we always ask you what knobs you're going to want, door lock knobs and stuff like that. Trunk, as we come back here to the trunk, weapons box, everybody's always asking about the weapons box. This weapons box right here that you see would cost you $1,500. And I'm also going to try to include some things in that because I like using my friends' stuff that they make. So Claudia makes this dream catcher and the what I call the anal beads, but they're really called the evil eye beads. I'm going to try to include those in my build. And if I have extra stuff lying around, I'll probably include it. That'll be in with the build and stuff. If you get a different weapons box, which I call the Hero 1 box, which is different, it's got different colored carpet on it, the ends down here are capped off and stuff, that is a $2,000 box. And the reason for that is because it is a pain in the ass to make, and it's just more time consuming. But, and so everybody knows this here, this is all welded in. There's a welded cage in there, and it takes a long time to make one of these weapons boxes, okay? But then you will be responsible for getting your own props and stuff like that. But so if you want the Hero 1 box, $2,000. If you want what I call Hero 2 box, then $1,500. And then, like I said, both boxes will come with the dream catcher and the evil eye beads / anal beads. So that's a deal there. I can get you, we'll kind of come up here on the front of the car. I can get you on our builds, or even if you don't want us to build the car for you, I can get you the license plates. These are different than what you see on eBay, okay? These are from the set of Supernatural. And I don't think the rear tag is on the car, but right now, because I drove it up here and got it in. But you get to pick the year of the DMV sticker, and you know, come with the county sticker and all that. These plates are not metal; they are actually like a plastic. But that's what the show uses, and these are straight from the show. In fact, here we go. Here's the Mary here has a 2015 sticker on it, which is pink, Then it's got the Ohio Franklin DMV. You'll notice that there's not like if you look at the ones on eBay ones are nice, they're metal, but they're not right. And like I said, these are the exact same ones that they run on the show, and I can set you up with a set of those if if you're needing them and stuff like that. So we'll work out some deal on the Devil's Traps. It all depends if Marcus and Megan are staying in Kansas or if they're going to Seattle. So I might be able to do a little sweet talking and get a Devil's Trap put in for you and stuff like that. So you are responsible for your own speakers and stuff like that. I'll help you find them. So I know it sounds kind of like really, I don't know, I guess the word I'm looking for, but strange, because no price on each car coming out of our shop is different. And like I said, that's just based on condition. You know, I can kind of give you a ballpark, but I don't know what you're paying for your car. And I always like try to, my figures that I give are I'm including on the price of the car and stuff. So I always say you're looking about $30,000-$40,000 to try to build one. So like I said, that includes the cost of the car, exhaust system. You know, there's a lot that goes into this car. Unfortunately, everybody used to think because, oh, it's a four-door, it's cheap to build and stuff. These cars are getting very, very, very hard to find thanks to Supernatural driving up the popularity on them. The other thing is, I always tell people, always spend the money on the car. Don't worry about wheels, tires, stuff like that. Get the best car for your money because it's going to save you money in the long run. So, and I also say, always try to buy a car that is drivable. That way you may not have the money to fix it, buy the things you want, but you can still drive it and enjoy it until you do get that time. So with that being said, if you ever run across a car and you're not certain about it, I'm a very good judge on the price that these cars go for. And because some people, you know, I mean, the show's popular and it's supply and demand, and I understand these cars are going higher and stuff. There's just sometimes I look at a car and go, it's not worth it. You know, I'm not going to spend $5,000-$6,000 on a car that's a $1,500 car. So, and I'm not going to buy a car that's what, you know, I'm not going to spend $1,500 on a car that I consider a parts car. Parts cars are nice to have. You can use a four-door post because they can supply you a lot of things like your trim and stuff like that. If you have a Caprice, I prefer the Caprices over the Impalas. I know I've said it a million times. To me, they're easier to build, and you get a better car. Impalas, you remember, were a step below the Caprices. So, you know, if you find an Impala, great. If you find an Impala, it's always better to get it with a 327 or a 396. So, you know, take it for what it's worth. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and bash you. Oh, you got an Impala and stuff. No, it doesn't matter. Like I said, we could try to save some money on the exhaust systems by running the tips on it instead of the full stainless steel or aluminized exhaust. So lots and lots of things go into these cars, and unfortunately, like I said, not every car is the same, so every car's got a different price tag on it. So, and that's probably like one of the questions I get the most. How much does it cost? How much does it cost? Also, it's always better to contact me after you have a car. I know there's a lot of you guys out there like, hey, could you build me a car? And I'm like, sure I can. Well, I don't have a car. Well, there's a trick to that, isn't there? So, four doors, hardtops, very hard to find. Four-door hardtops with air conditioning, even harder to find. But we can always make a car look like it's got AC in it. And a lot of the ones on set are non-AC cars. So with that being said, we can always fake that in like they do on the show. But Another thing that I tell, or I'm telling everyone, if you want me to build your car, you are going to get a supernatural car. I do not put in black carpet. I do not change things. I give you options, and the options I give you is what the show uses. That's just, if it's coming out of my shop, I want you to have Dean Winchester's car. So, and now if you don't want the weapons box in it, I mean, I understand that, because that's $1,500 to a $2,000 upgrade, and you know, but everything that I'm going to do is going to match the show car in some form or fashion. So just so you guys know, I don't want to sound arrogant or anything like that, but I'm not in this to build, you know, like, oh, well, we'll put black interior in it, and more, I don't like those seats, we're going to do the original seats and stuff. That's fine. Have another shop do it for you. Anybody can, you know, work on a car. Only certain people can build supernatural cars, and we make sure everything is screen accurate verbatim to the show. So, not like I said, I'm not trying to make myself sound all high and mighty or anything. It's just I take great pride in that, and that's how come I have a lot of people right now contacting me to build their cars, and because they know I'm going to do it right. We don't cut corners. I've covered all that before, but that's what it's all about. And I want to build everybody's car. And I know some people say, well, Rick, I can't afford you. I will tell you that price on the car, we charge $70 an hour to work on the mechanicals. Paint and body will be one price, and then if we're doing things to the car, you are responsible for buying the part and having it sent to us. We're not going to sit there and go, oh, we'll buy this for you, we'll buy that for you. Nope, that way you know exactly what you're paying for your part, and I'll send you a list on what you need. I'll give you the shop's address, you buy it, it gets delivered. I let you know that the part has come in. The other thing is, I've mentioned on, like, I think of a few of my other videos, I'm sure there's maybe another shop or two out there that does videos on their customers' cars, but we're going to show you what needs to be replaced, why it needs to be replaced, and then when we replace it, how it's done. That way you know it's done right. So you will get videos, photos. You will hear from me more times than you probably care to actually hear from me. But that way everybody's on the same page, and I'll let you know if something comes up and stuff like that. We'll be jumping around on a lot of cars because we got a really big shop now, and while we're waiting on stuff to come in, we jump onto another car and start going until we get a down spot on it. And so we're kind of flying around, but we're actually getting cars out a lot faster than what I have been able to do because it was me and my father working on them before in the past. So that's a plus too. And obviously, if you give me a heads up on stuff like, hey, I'm going to be sending you my car in a month, you know, we can make that spot in the shop ready, so when your car comes off the truck, trailer, however it's getting sent to us, boom, it comes right into the shop, and we start disassembly, and, you know, ball starts rolling then, instead of going, well, it's got to wait for a couple weeks or whatever, you know. So we can try to coordinate things so your car gets done faster. I know everybody wants their car as soon as possible, and I do have a rule that after a car is complete, you do not get your car. I drive that car. I keep it for 2 weeks, and I put it through the test. I drive it to work. I put it, you know, in heavy traffic. I take it on trips down to the shop because I don't want you to get your car and then something happens, you know, like, oh, it's not starting, or it's doing this, it's doing that. When you get your car, you should be able to drive that thing anywhere you want with no problems whatsoever. So, I mean, anything, you know, if they are cars, anything can, you know, just stop working for whatever, but I will put it through the test, and, you know, it's like I can almost guarantee that your car's going to be ready, good to go anywhere you want to drive it. You live on the East Coast, you want to drive to the West Coast, do it. We're building cars that are made to run. I don't like building trailer queens. Mary is a very beautiful car, a little nicer than what she should be, but Marcus and Megan are very anal about keeping things touched up and stuff like that. My point of view on that, it should look used and abused, but still look nice. You should just have the little flaws of character in it, because that's the way they are on the show car. However, I know you guys are spending a lot of money on these cars and you want to try to keep them up. You know, I'm not sitting there kicking you in the balls for that. So I like my car. When I get it done, I really want, you know, the buckskin will start flaking off here from shutting down and hitting the B-pillar post and stuff like that. You should actually have a marking on your dash where the keychain rubs. If you look on the original car, that's there. So it's like I always said, if Dean and Sam are real people and they're driving this car around all over the United States, it's not going to look like a brand new car inside. In fact, it's going to have some funky smells, and there's going to be stains on the carpet, and you know, so, but they're your cars. I just really not into doing frame off restorations on these cars, because that's not Dean Winchester's car. If you want to do that, you know, if you want to pay us to do that, I mean, we'll do it. If you're going to pay us to do something like that, I just don't think it's worthy. I think that's money that you're wasting. But build your cars the way you want them. They're your cars. I'm just telling you, make them like the show. You get to save some money. You're not so uptight about when somebody breathes on your car and stuff like that. So anyway, there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it kind of opens up, you know, your idea of what it takes to build these cars. And it does take a lot of money, unfortunately. Obviously, you save yourself money if you can do work. You know, if you can do the brake jobs, if you can do whatever. If you're an upholstery guy and you can do your own upholstery and stuff. Anything you do that's something that we don't have to do down at the shop is going to save you money. And I always encourage that. If you are not the best mechanic, I would say leave it to the professionals, because chances are we're going to have to go in and fix your mistake, and so then you've just wasted double the money and stuff on it and stuff. So with that being said, I will talk to you. If you're saying, hey Rick, I'm sending you my car or whatever, we're going to talk in detail about what you're going to want done to your car. This isn't just something you go, hey, I just sent it to you, here's some money, and send it to me when I'm done. No, we spend a lot of time talking on the phone, through emails, lots of photos, videos, and so we're doing this, we're doing it right, because we know this is your baby. And unless you're some of those guys out there that own a lot of cars, which I'm going to probably say that you're not, because there's a difference between fans and car people. I'm a car guy, but I'm also a fan of the show, so I get the best of both worlds. But if you took this car to a car show, you'll have people go, that's a really nice looking car. But they're not going to be drooling over it, and they're wondering why in the hell you built a four-door. Because in the hot rod world, four doors are passé. They're grandma's car. They're a parts car. They don't understand the value because of the show and stuff. And then you have the other end of the spectrum where you have your fans, and the fans are the ones driving this price up on these cars and stuff. So you're dealing with two different worlds there. But I mean, car guys are going to appreciate this, because I mean, this is a very, very gorgeous car. And there's a lot of car people out there that didn't, you know, they go, how do you know they made a four-door hardtop? I've heard that a lot, and they're very impressed with the look of this car.